Kids, I don't like clowns any more than some of you do, but here we are. So, today we will be doing 9.3 complementary angles. Complementary angles, I don't know if that makes it look funny when I bug my eyes out like that, but bear with me. Complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. They are not angles, oh, thank you, you look great today. That's a compliment, not a complementary angle. Anyway, a complementary angle are two angles that add up to 90 degrees, like I was saying. You'll also have to learn that complementary angles do not have to be next to each other, which means adjacent, or they do not have to be congruent, which means equal. They can just be complementary, which means they add up to 90 degrees together. Okay? I'm sure you'll learn that, and with some of our quick math skills, that won't be a problem. Pause and do the problem. I'm sure you do great. All right, 9.3, complementary angles. This is going to be taking two angles of unknown size, and if you were told they were complementary and given the measure of one, you would definitely be able to figure out the other one. All right? So, here's two complementary angles right here. And we know that complementary means that they add up to 90 degrees. They do not have to be congruent, which of course means equal, or adjacent, which means next to each other. All right, and we'll go over what that means later. Two angles are complementary. That means they add up to 90 degrees. If I tell you that angle LKJ is 34 degrees, what is GHI? Well, how would I figure that out? I know that together they add up to 90, so I take 90 minus 34. And, of course, I'm going to get 56 degrees. Okay? That is how complementary comes into play right here. You can make an equation out of it, which is x plus 34 equals 90. Okay? The next example is a little more than we're going to worry about doing right now. So we're going to go down to here. And we're going to do one more example. If I tell you that angle MRS, you don't even have to see it, is 70 degrees. And it is complementary to another angle. What is the measure of the other angle? Well, if it's 70 degrees and they are complementary to each other, they have to add up to 90 degrees. So I can take 90 minus 70 is 20. And you should always be able to figure that out once you know that complementary means add up to 90 degrees. So in our guided practice, before we do another little lesson on what adjacent means, I would like you to figure out what the complementary angle is for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pause the video, and then we will go over it. All right. So hopefully you worked through all these, and you got, for number 1, 90 minus 45. Of course, means the other angle is 45 degrees. They don't always have to be equal or congruent, but they can be. And in this case, they were. Both angles would equal 45 degrees. Number 2, 82 degrees. Well, they have to add up to 90. So 90 minus 82 gives you 8 degrees for the angle. The second angle of the complementary, very small angle, but still an angle. Number 3, 19 degrees. 90 minus 19. Do our borrowing. 71 degrees for the missing angle of a complementary angle. Two angles that add up to 90. And I'll just do number 4 right here. 90 minus 12. Do our borrowing. I get 8 78 degrees. All right, hopefully you have a decent understanding of what complementary means. Let's go over the second part where adjacent, okay? Adjacent. Adjacent would mean I have three angles here. Okay. And let's say that this one right here, I got to redraw this because this is not good. Say this one right here is 90 degrees. Okay? That would mean that angle A, B, and C all have to add up to 180 degrees, which we should understand because this right here is a straight line. Well, angle A and C are complementary to each other. They add up to 90 degrees because B adds up to 90. A and C have to add up to 90. They are not adjacent to each other. They are not right next to each other, you can see. A is next to B and C is next to B, but A is not next to C. But they are still complementary. They add up to 90 degrees. If I told you that A equaled 50 degrees, you should be able to find the measure of angle C because they are complementary by taking 90 minus 50 and getting 40 degrees. Hopefully you have a decent understanding of what complementary means. Good luck and ask questions.